Hello and welcome back to VPOD.AI. I'm Mike, and I am just absolutely pumped to be here with you today.
And I'm Susan. It's great to be back.
We have got a fantastic session lined up for you. But first, a quick word for our listeners. You can sponsor this podcast for just $25. Your message will be featured across major platforms like Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, and more. If you're interested, visit VPOD.AI to get started today.
Short and sweet.
Exactly. Now let's get into the meat of this. Today we're looking at something that feels like the unauthorized instruction book for your brain.
That's a great way to put it.
It's the manual you didn't know you needed, but once you hear this, you probably won't be able to live without it.
It really is foundational. We all like to think of ourselves as these logical, rational decision makers, the CEO of our own life.
Right.
We sit in the office, we look at the spreadsheets, we weigh the pros and cons, and then we make a choice.
Right. I assume that I'm in the driver's seat. If I buy a car or choose a lunch spot or even vote for a candidate, that's me deciding based on facts.
Well, the research we're looking at today suggests that you might be in the driver's seat, but you're mostly asleep at the wheel.
Oh.
It turns out we are mostly running on a buggy autopilot.
That is slightly terrifying. It sounds like a Matrix scenario.
It's not quite the Matrix, but it is a revelation. I think understanding this mechanism is a superpower.
Okay, let's unpack this. Before we explain exactly what's happening under the hood, I want to try a little experiment with you and with everyone listening.
I'm ready.
Okay, listener, you too. Don't overthink it. Just answer. What is 2 plus 2?
4.
Boom. Instant. Didn't even have to try, right? It just appeared in your head.
Not at all. It was just there.
Okay, round 2. Don't reach for your phone. Do this in your head. Ready?
Uh-oh.
What is 14 times 38? Go.
Oh. Okay, hang on. Trying to visualize the columns. 10 times 38 is 380. 4 times 30 is 120 plus 32.
I can literally see your pupils dilating.
Yeah.
It's physically painful, isn't it?
It is. I actually want to stop. My brain is shouting at me to just guess 500 and move on with my life.
That urge to quit, that specific feeling of mental friction and strain, that is the star of today's show.
That is the perfect demonstration. What you just experienced is the core of Daniel Kahneman's Nobel Prize-winning framework. It comes from his famous work on how we think.
Right.
He argues that our brains aren't just one single processor. We actually have two distinct operating systems running side by side.
So 2 plus 2 was system 1.
Exactly. System 1 is fast thinking, it's automatic, it's intuitive, and it's primal.
It just happens.
It happens to you, you don't do it. It's a survival mechanism. If you're walking in the jungle and a lion jumps out of the bushes, you don't want to sit there calculating the trajectory of its leap or, the tensile strength of your sneakers.
No, you want to run? Yeah. React first, do the math later.
Precisely. System 1 is built for speed. And the research suggests this System 1 is running the show for the vast majority of your day. It uses shortcuts or heuristics to just get things done quickly without burning calories.
And the multiplication problem.
Yeah.
That painful 14 times 38 that I forced you to do.
That is System 2, slow thinking. This system is effortful, reason, and logical. It's the part of you that does complex spreadsheets or learns a new language.
Compares mortgage rates.
Yes. It's much more reliable than System 1, but it's incredibly slow.
And lazy.
Extremely lazy.
I love the analogy the text uses about driving, because I think everyone has felt this. It's like when you're on a familiar road, right?
Yes. Think about your daily commute. If the road is empty and you know the route, you can drive for 20 minutes and then realize you don't remember a single turn you made.
You're on autopilot.
Total autopilot. That's System 1. You're just cruising. You are steering, braking, and accelerating, but your conscious mind is thinking about dinner.
But then imagine you reach your destination and you have to reverse park into a really tight spot between two very expensive luxury cars.
Suddenly the radio goes off. You stop talking to your passenger. You lean forward in your seat.
Why do we turn the radio down to park? That never made sense to me until now.
It's because System 2 has limited bandwidth. When you have to reverse park, you are switching from autopilot to high alert. You need every ounce of focus.
And the radio is just noise.
It's noise taking up processing power.
So we have the autopilot System 1 and the pilot System 2. The big problem, from what I'm gathering here, is that we can't stay in that high alert pilot mode forever.
No, and we wouldn't want to. The brain is an energy hog. It creates a lot of metabolic cost. Prioritizing energy conservation is a biological imperative.
It's expensive.
Running System 2 is expensive in terms of calories and glucose. So the brain defaults to System 1 whenever it possibly can.
It's efficiency, but it looks like laziness.
Functionally, yes, it wants to coast. And that leads to some fascinating and sometimes problematic behavior because System 1 is fast, but it's also very gullible. It believes what it sees. It jumps to conclusions.
So what does this all mean for how we see the world? Because if we are all running around on autopilot, that changes how we should look at economics, politics, everything.
It changes everything.
I mean, standard economics relies on the idea that we know what we're doing.
It does. And this brings us to a concept coined by the economist Richard Thaler, which is heavily featured in this area of study. He distinguishes between econs and humans.
Econs. It sounds like a bad sci-fi villain. But isn't that just standard economics? Supply and demand. If the price goes up, I buy less. That seems rational to me.
In a textbook, yes. Traditional economic models assume that people are econs. They assume we are these perfectly rational, logical actors who always make the decision that maximizes our benefit.
Right.
An econ doesn't care about emotions. They care about utility.
Give me an example of the difference.
Okay, think about a concert ticket. Let's say you paid $100 for a ticket to see a band. The night of the concert, there's a blizzard. It's dangerous to drive, and you are feeling sick.
Okay, bad situation.
An econ looks at that and says, the $100 is gone. It's a sunk cost. If I go, I risk crashing my car and I'll be miserable. The rational choice is to stay home.
But I'm not staying home. I paid $100. I'm going to brave the blizzard and cough on everyone just to get my money's worth.
Exactly. That is the human response. It's irrational. You are risking your life to save money that is already gone. Kahneman's work argues that we are humans. We act on intuition, emotion, and loss aversion rather than pure data.
But here is where I get a little defensive. I feel like I make rational choices. When I bought my last laptop, I looked at the specs, I compared the RAM, I looked at the battery life. That was System 2, right?
Maybe, but here's where it gets really interesting. And this is the part that might bruise your ego a little bit.
Hit me.
We aren't just irrational, we are rationalizing.
Oh, that sounds devious. What's the difference?
Well, think about when you make an impulse purchase. You see a new phone. System 1, the primal emotional part, says, I want that shiny thing. It makes me feel cool, so you buy it.
Guilty.
Then, 5 minutes later, you're explaining to your partner, or even to yourself in the mirror, why it was actually a very smart, logical investment. Oh, yeah. Oh, the camera's better for my work projects, or the battery life will make me more productive.
I'm actually saving money in the long run.
Exactly.
Exactly. That is your System 2, your slow, logical brain waking up. But it's not waking up to check the work of System 1. It's waking up to generate an excuse for it.
So we use our reason to justify the decision.
We often use our reason just to justify the impulsive decision our autopilot already made.
That is a blow to the ego. I like to think my System 2 is the CEO of the company, directing strategy. But you're saying it's just the PR department cleaning up the mess after the CEO went on a bender.
That is a perfect analogy.
Yeah.
The PR department handling the press release after the CEO did something wild. And the PR department is really good at its job. It can convince you that you are totally logical, even when you're just following your gut.
So if System 2 is so expensive to run, and the PR department is tired, we must have a limited supply of this mental energy, right? Like a battery. Yes, the text refers to this as having limited cognitive power. You only have so much cognitive juice in a day. Every time you engage System 2, whether it's solving a problem, resisting a donut, or making a complex decision, you deplete that battery. It's a concept called ego depletion.
This puts the whole Steve Jobs turtleneck cliche in a new light. I always thought it was just branding. You know, I'm an artist.
It was survival. Think about your own morning. You wake up, you look at the phone,
Right.
Then you stare at the closet, blue shirt or white shirt.
Oatmeal or eggs.
Do I take the highway or the back roads?
And by the time I actually sit down at my desk,
You've made 50 decisions. You've burned through a significant chunk of your high-performance battery before you've even opened your first email.
so Jobs and Obama wearing the same suits.
They were automating the small stuff. By handing those decisions over to System 1, making them a habit, they saved their cognitive juice for the massive decisions, like launching the iPhone or authorizing a raid.
That makes me feel better about my boring breakfast routine.
Right.
I'm just being presidential. I'm optimizing my cognitive load.
You are, and you should be. Because when that battery runs low, you revert to System 1. And that's when you eat the cake, skip the gym, or say something you regret.
But let me play devil's advocate here. Is fast thinking always bad? Is being on autopilot always a trap? Because I feel like sometimes my gut instinct is right.
Sure.
I mean, if I hesitate while driving, I crash.
And you're right to ask that. Fast thinking isn't inherently bad. In fact, it's miraculous. And for experts, it can be incredibly powerful.
How so?
Well, mastery is essentially training your system one. Think about a chess grandmaster or a pro firefighter. A firefighter might run into a burning building and suddenly yell, "Get out, the floor's going to collapse."
Without knowing why.
Right. They might not consciously know why, but their system one has processed the heat, the sound of the